Hi everyone. So I haven't made a draw with me video in quite some while. So I thought of making a video on how to draw the human anatomy of the heart. So let's draw. So you basically want to just start off by creating like a V or a U, and that's gonna be your ventricles. So a little tilt to the left because the heart is in the left. And then you want to draw the border of the ventricular musculature. And the way you do it is just create like two small U's in the bigger U that you've created. You kind of want to make the left ventricle a little bit thicker. I haven't drawn it really well. Then you're gonna draw the valves. From the right ventricle comes out the pulmonary artery. So you wanna draw that. And then the pulmonary artery is kind of anterior. So I'm just gonna draw like a V-shaped thing. And the pulmonary artery divides into the right and left main pulmonary artery. So this is a very rough drawing. And then from the left ventricle comes the aorta, and the aorta kind of wraps around the pulmonary artery. So you want to draw something like that, like a C-shape structure. So once you have the ventricle and the pulmonary artery and the aorta drawn, then you can quickly draw the atria. So I'm just gonna draw the mitral valve over here real quick, and then the atria. So it's just something like that. And just to give it completion, I'm gonna draw the wall of the atria, and then you wanna draw the superior ventricle, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and then you wanna kind of draw the opening inside the right atrium. And then for the left atrium, what returns to the left atrium is the pulmonary veins. So I'm just gonna draw 4 pulmonary veins here. And then you want to draw the aortic valve and the pulmonary valve. So this is an oversimplification of how I would, I'm just creating, correcting my drawing here. But this is basically an oversimplification of how I would draw the heart. So let's review it together again and then try to make it look pretty. So you start off by drawing a V-shaped structure tilted towards the left, and that would be the ventricle. And then you would make 2 U-shaped structures inside the bigger U to make the right and the left ventricle. Then you would start off by drawing the pulmonary artery going from the right ventricle to the lungs, which divides into the right and left pulmonary arteries, and then draw the aorta coming from the left ventricle wrapping around the pulmonary artery. Then you would draw the valves. So we have the mitral valve and the tricuspid valve, and then you would just want to complete the loop by drawing the atria. And then you want to draw like the atrial musculature as well. The atria are kind of thin-walled compared to the ventricles, so you want to draw the ventricles as being thick-walled. I'm going to draw the pulmonary veins coming back to the left atrium, and then the the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava coming to the right atrium. So I like to draw oxygenated blood in red and then deoxygenated blood in blue. So I'm gonna shade my superior and inferior vena cava as blue. You can make it a little bit fancy if you're like interested in it, and then even the atrial musculature you kind of want to make like deoxygenated blood, which is not really blue, as you probably know. It's like dark red, but just for illustrative purposes, I guess you can just make it blue. Going to the lungs, and in the lungs they'll get oxygenated, and the blood return from the pulmonary veins will actually, for illustration purposes, be red in color. So go from the left atrium to the left ventricle, and then it will be pumped to the body from the aorta. And if you want, you can probably draw some of the arteries that come off from the aortic arch as well if you want to. And then I'm just gonna color the musculature of the ventricle pink in color. I love drawing, it's so relaxing. And I'm just gonna try to color the valves, and then I'm just gonna label my little diagram that I created here. So like I said, this is the ventricle. You can write LV as the left ventricle. This would be the right ventricle, or the RV. This would be the mitral valve. This would be the aortic valve. This would be the tricuspid valve. And this would be the pulmonic valve. We have your superior vena cava here, inferior vena cava here. We have the aorta here. Sorry, it's out of focus. And then the pulmonary veins here. And that's pretty much it. That's how you draw the human heart. Stay awesome. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Decade, because it's like a whole new decade.